what do stars Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Tina Fey all have in common? If you guessed cancel culture, you'd be correct. There, that's better. Had to snap myself into existence. Where's my background? There we go. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, still your favorite YouTube harpy. Oh, we got more cancel culture people to talk about. And this time, Tina Fey is up. And you know what else I need to snap in? I think I need to snap in the theme music. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, we are talking about Tina Fey requesting, and NBCU, so NBC Universal, requesting that some 30 Rock episodes portraying people, well, of one ethnicity playing characters of another ethnicity, aka, blackface. We call that blackface, don't we? Now, they've requested that they remove some episodes from syndication, which I have one question. Why, in this day and age, when we know this is wrong, and we've known this is wrong for years and years and years, did they actually go out of their way to make these episodes knowing that someday they would be called out for it? Because here's the thing. Howard Stern already got called out for this. Ted Danson got called out for this. Yeah, it's never really a good idea. This has been something that people have been upset with for decades. So the fact that 30 Rock, a show that was on the air long after I turned off network television, decided to go ahead and promote this and do this and have these characters. And which characters are they? Well, Tracy Morgan and Whiteface. Hey, what about the Wayans brothers? Are they going to cancel them for Whiteface for white chicks? Probably. No, they're never going to do that. So you could see a female character actually in a gender swap and ethnic swap makeup costume there. All right, now the two episodes feature Jane Karakowski, I'm saying her name wrong probably, her character Jenna Maroney darkening her face, and it looks like she's in gender swap material too. Ooh, that's a double shiny Wokemon.
Double shiny, race and gender swap.
No, that only applies when you're taking an existing property and then changing the ethnicity of a main character, you know, for Wokemon points.
Wokemon.
Because marketing and tactics, and this is what it really boils down to for me. This comes across as so disingenuous. To have that happen now, June 22nd is when this story was making the rounds last night. And what is this, about a month after all the kerfuffle was happening? And regardless of which side you lean on that one, I do have to point out that having this long and this much time just seems like it's more of a marketing strategy. It seems really disingenuous, the fact that not only did they make these episodes in a day and age where they knew it was wrong, but now to pull them for what? So I can make a video about Tina Fey and 30 Rock? Is that the case? I mean, are you preemptively going out of your way so they don't, I don't know, cancel you? Because that's what it might feel like to me. But hey, what do I know? I was under the assumption that all of these super woke Hollywood types knew better and that it was just the customers that were wrong, the consumers, the fans, that we were all a bunch of ists, phobes, whatever. But clearly, maybe some of the people making this do have something to feel guilty for. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it is just playing a character that's not you, all right? I don't know. Who am I to judge? I'm not allowed to say one way or another on any of this because I get crap from one side for keeping quiet, then I get crap from the other side for speaking out, and then I get crap from another side for saying the wrong thing and not following a conformist group thing. So I can't have an opinion over this other than the one of this comes across as such a disingenuous marketing tactic that right now you're going to pull this right now in the wake of what? Like, if this is really, really problematic, if this is really something that they felt was wrong, and they probably just did it for marketing anyway. They probably did it for Sweeps Week just to have people tune in. I'm gonna bet that's the case. All right, here we go. Let's see what Variety's article has to say about it, because they're a little bit easier to read. 30 Rock creators Tina Fey and Robert Carlock, along with the show's owner, NBC Universal, have asked that 4 episodes of the series in which characters appeared to be portraying people who are not their own ethnicity, let's just use that terminology instead, to be removed from streaming and syndication. In a note obtained by Variety and shared below, Fey wrote to the platform saying, the episodes are best taken out of circulation, and apologizing for any pain they have caused. Oh, they're just best to be forgotten about, and yeah, just a little blanket, we're sorry we caused any pain, not we know, but... See, and she continues, as we strive to work and do better in regards to race in America, we believe these episodes featuring actors in race-changing makeup are best taken out of circulation. I understand now that intent is not a free pass for white people to use these images. I apologize for the pain they've caused. Going forward, no comedy-loving kid needs to stumble on these tropes and be stung by their ugliness. I thank NBC Universal for honoring this request. All right. Here's a thought. What if instead of, removing it because of the quote-unquote white people, what if you say it's offensive for anybody to portray characters of an ethnicity that they aren't? Unless you're a big-budget Hollywood producer casting a diversity cornucopia of people to portray aliens, even though inserting one's human racial stereotypes and ethnicities into something like, I don't know, Star Wars, for example, might be considered offensive if aliens were out there. I mean... Here's the thing. I don't know where to draw the line on this, because at what point... are you no longer acting? At what point, so Jane is offensive, but Tracy Morgan isn't, I guess, is the case, even though he kind of looks like a zombie. Is he supposed to be a zombie? I don't get it. Maybe just, primer? Maybe putting primer on would maybe make him look a little, like, what did the Wayans brothers use for white chicks, I wonder? And where, do I get to demand that pulled for them portraying white girls, or... I'm just wondering where the double standard is, and her wording here is a little confusing to somebody like me who doesn't know crap about crap and will probably be removed from YouTube and or Twitter very soon in the very, very, very near future. But hey, I don't understand anything about anything. I
don't have negative energies.
I am just a regular old, peace-loving, anti-violence sort of hippie who, might... use a writing crop for emphasis from time to time. The episodes will be removed by the end of this week, according to a source with knowledge of the situation, while some have already been removed from Amazon and Hulu. The episodes will no longer air as reruns on television, and viewers will also no longer be able to purchase these episodes from iTunes and Google Play. That I don't agree with. If you start removing things just for the fact that they might be offensive, then you're never going to learn why they are. You're never going to understand the context and the reasoning for it, and... Don't get me wrong. I've said a few times that maybe just slap a warning label on it, but you know what? I'm kind of coming around, and I think I'm changing my mind to the point where, you know what? If somebody needs a warning label to understand that times have changed, maybe that is the problem. Maybe that is a part of the issue. Maybe it's the education. I keep saying this. It all comes back to the education. And the whole fact that this deprecating anti-white message here, that intent is not a free pass for white people to use these images. All right, what about Tracy Morgan then? What about the Wayans brothers and white chicks? I mean, that's pretty darn offensive to just stereotype all white women to be blonde bimbo airheads who like bad music. Sorry, it's a little bit offensive, and it goes both ways, even though White Chicks was actually pretty funny. I probably would like 30 Rock if I watched it, and where do we draw the line? And of course, I do not condone any sort of prejudice against anybody based on the color of their skin, and the fact that, one is accepted and one isn't. And of course, I understand that on Twitter, people are just going to be, you're an istrophobe, you don't understand, you don't get it. Okay, yes, but I understand what words mean. I understand the definition of them, and I understand that holding everybody responsible for everything needs to stop at some point. And if I'm not allowed to be offended by this, when will we be? When will we be able to say that that's not okay? And when will it just finally come full circle and people just kind of grow up and take some responsibility for what they can and can't watch and want to watch and don't want to watch? And I believe it was part of the intent of these characters in 30 Rock, like she says right here, that intent is not a free pass. Well, all right, but if you don't mean any harm by anything, and I'm not actually making excuses for it. I'm certainly not making excuses for it. And what happens when people who make anti-whatever ethnicity statements, well, when those people also get canceled, because once you start down the slope, it's a very slippery slope down to all the way of canceling everybody.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about a wrinkle in...
Yeah, and I don't need a privileged rich actress telling me what movies and what movie critics I can and can't listen to. Got it? And before I call this just one big PR stunt from a bunch of celebrities who don't really care, we've got one little update here, and it's from, there you go, Jimmy Kimmel. He apologizes for his embarrassing impressions of people who he is not of the same ethnic background of. Late night host Jimmy Kimmel apologizes Tuesday for a series of impressions he did in the past of celebrities who are not his same ethnicity, such as former NBA player Karl Malone, but said he believes he has evolved and matured over the last 20 plus years and intended to continue to speak out on causes he believed were worthy of discussions on his ABC show. I have long been reluctant to address this, as I knew doing so would be celebrated as a victory by those who equate apologies with weakness and cheer for leaders who use prejudice to divide us. That delay was a mistake, Kimmel said in a prepared statement. There is nothing more important to me than your respect, and I apologize to those who were genuinely hurt or offended by the makeup I wore or the words I spoke. Now, this is a very, very carefully crafted, worded, sort of, like, the wording is very carefully crafted here. Same thing with Tina Fey's, actually, where it's kind of an apology, but it's not really. It's only an apology to the people who are actually offended, and it is not a flat-out admission of, yes, I did something wrong and I will never ever do it and you need to cancel me for it forever. Because what purpose does it serve to go around canceling everybody? If you look back far enough, absolutely everybody's ancestors or everybody on this planet has some sort of relation to, ancestry of somebody who did something bad, or you've done something that you're not proud of in the past. Still, there's a lot of time and ways in which we can kind of evolve as a society. And I really, really agree with one thing he has here, where he's saying those who equate apologies with weakness and cheer for leaders who use prejudice to divide us. All right, now I know he's taking a shot at the orange man, but I'm going to come in and say, yes, I have seen the exact same sort of thing, the exact same divisionist tactics on both sides of the aisle, and this is why I don't get involved in the one side versus the other, because, like I said, I don't care which side you're on. I don't care who you vote for. I care about equality, freedom of thought, intelligent people trying their best to do the right thing and not go around harming people. Is this acceptable now? No, it's not. It's not acceptable to go around in makeup of another ethnicity. Then again, what in 20 years is going to be unacceptable? Will apologizing for this type of thing be unacceptable years from now, because then you're sympathizing to whatever causes that might, I don't know, take over and destroy everything? We don't know that yet. Just look at history for examples of these sort of behaviors. And this is why I do not like having any of these sort of things that are there to divide people. I don't like it when people are divided by color of skin, by orientation, gender, and I don't like it when people are divided by political affiliation. And sadly, we're in a stupid freaking election year, so that means everything has to be overly politicized. That means every opportunity everybody gets is a chance to insert something into that. And I don't like cancel culture. I do not like cancel culture. I also don't like this big double standard. And like I said, I can only be a little bit irritated about the whole double standards. I can only be a little bit irritated by stuff like this. even though I'm not really personally offended by it, it's a little offensive. I can see that as, you know, yeah, I'm a white chick and I'm a little offended by that, but it's still kind of funny, and it's still an interesting concept, and it's an interesting take on it. And, you know, there's one person I am going to actually pull up here for reference for everybody. Our good friend Stephanie Kenobi here. So you know her, you love her. She's got a YouTube channel. She's on Twitter. She says, she weighs in on this. Does this upset me? Yes, but cancel culture / me too will check you fast. All I ask is be fair. Why do some skate while others get put under the jail? Just food for thought. And I think she has a good point. And of course, oh God, Joy Behar. Now, Joy Behar also insists that she dressed up as an African-American woman. She does not see it as being in, you know, quote unquote, that word. She just, so regardless of her thoughts on it, I don't like jumping on any bandwagon that cancels people for mistakes that they made in the past. I really, really don't. But at the same time, you got to understand that these people knew. Like, Joy didn't know in the 70s so much that was really, really wrong. Jimmy Kimmel knew. Tina Fey knew when she allowed that as producer and creator of 30 Rock. Jimmy Fallon knew. Saturday Night Live knew. By then, by 2000, we had already gone through the huge backlash of Ted Danson. We had gone through the huge backlash of Howard Stern. We had already gone through this. So all I could really say is I don't like cancel culture, and I don't like division, and I don't like things that separate us, and I don't like feeling the need to apologize based on how I look, and I certainly wouldn't expect anybody to do it for me. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42, and I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!